I am here with Ahmed and Rizy Lee. We're gonna discuss Alice in Borderlands season one. As you can see at the bottom, it says spoilers being discussed, FYI. So it is a good show, and I would recommend you to watch it. But if we don't want to ruin it for you, so you can always come back if you don't want to have spoilers. So this show, if I was to describe it, is like Squid Games and Hunger Games put together. Is that how you guys would describe it?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, and other than how Mr. Yonafui brought up, like it reminded him a bit of Gantz. Just because of like if you don't follow the rules, you end up fucking killed. You end up pretty much killed the same way as in Gantz. The only difference is in Gantz there's monsters.
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I would say pretty much. Yeah, it's like Hunger Games, but I would say technically they're not kids in this. I think they're adults, right? Yeah, all most
Yeah,
people are
it
adults.
seems like they're like I'd say like in their 20s or 30s, I guess.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah, I think they're in their mid 20s because in the first episode, as we get into it, you've got the younger brother who's I think he's a doctor or a lawyer. So obviously
yeah.
the main character, I think it's Asunu or Azunu. I tried to memorize his name today, but fuck him for animation
Arisu,
names.
Arisu,
Thank you.
the main character. Arisu.
Yeah, and I think this guy with the blonde hair was Karubi or Karabi or something.
Yeah, Karube.
So,
Or
anyways,
Karube. I don't know how they pronounce it, but something
these
like that.
these three dudes are fooling around and they go into this. I'm guessing.
Not fooling around in a gay way. Fooling around, they're just like running around town, not jerking off, like messing around, like having fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
Because
just
this guy, the main guy, he's just been kicked out of home because his dad says, "Look, your younger brother is a doctor or a lawyer. I can't remember." But this guy just sits around with like 18 monitors around him playing video games all goddamn day.
yeah,
So
pretty
he
much.
gets
yeah.
kicked out of home. He calls up his mates, and at first they don't pick up their phones. He's like, "Fine, I'll just die in the streets alone." And they're like, "Dude, we've got our own problems." But then they eventually meet up, and that's where we're up to now.
Yeah. And then they call him a drama queen because he just is complaining all the time. And they're
Yeah, yeah. So they all run into this. I think it was like a dressing room or something in a store. And when they come out of there, see now here's the thing. What I'm assuming in season two they're going to explain this. We don't want to spoil that, but when they leave this room, they're basically like in some other like dimension or something. Like everybody in the fucking world is
Everyone's
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's gone. But it's the same city. It's the exact same city. It's a carbon copy. If someone copied and pasted,
yeah.
but just
If if
erased
if
all the people.
if anybody is seeing like
Jack wants to know if it's subbed or dubbed. It's both, Jack.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's dubbed and it's also subtitles. But yeah, I would
Yeah.
say go for the the subtitle. I mean the dubbed version. It's quite good. The dubbing is quite good. It's not too awkward. Um, it's kind of like if anybody has seen the TV like miniseries of Return of the Gargoyles by Stephen King, like the one in which like they're in an
No.
airport. They're in
Oh,
an
with the Pac
airport.
Man's trying to eat them.
Yeah. Those ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
So they're trying to like figure out what the fuck happened, and then what is it? I think it's either their phones or something. They get announcements about get ready to
No,
go to
they
the
get
game.
they go to they go to a place, then they get the phones. But I want to go over one quick part before we quickly miss it, because that's the
Okay.
part where they're all sitting in the middle of the road, and the guy that's like this dude is also like his mum got involved. The nerdy looking guy next to the cool looking ish dude,
On the right.
his mum got involved in a cult when he was younger, And now the cult have their greedy little fingers on him, and they're just taking like his whole paychecks week after week. And so he's sitting here, and he's like, "Well, at least I don't have to go to work tomorrow." And then his friends are like, "Yeah, but you're gonna die a virgin." He's like, "Oh
Yeah.
fuck."
I do like how Arisu is not a virgin, even though he plays computer games all the time. That is funny though.
Yeah, that's one part that I couldn't. Yeah, I was like, who fucking had sex with him?
Well, maybe he had internet sex and he considers that real.
No. If that was the case, Kabiru, I forget his name, but he wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have allowed him to that Kabio guy's like a Chad man.
Yeah, Karube. Yeah.
Karube, thank you.
So they all get their phones here saying, I'm putting the right speed here. They all meet up in this room because they all get the phone messages to come here. We're going to start playing the game and all this. And boy, this first game, man, is pretty fucking intense. Like they're just they're just trying to go
Oh,
from room to room.
and yeah, and also if you've got to pick the right fucking door, and if you don't pick the right door, the room. I mean, well, all right, you've got a timer, and the room's gonna light on fucking fire if you don't pick the right door. You go into the wrong door, you're instantly fucking dead. Go into the right door, the timer keeps going down, but it goes down faster and faster and faster. I mean, it was pretty fucking intense.
Yeah,
Luckily,
and
this guy's a fucking gamer, so he figured it out.
yeah, and the door has let me see, something like an anime picture for like an angel or
Yeah,
something.
or life or death or live or die. I can't remember what it said exactly.
There
No,
it is.
it's the
But yeah, this is
it's the
also when. Yeah, there it is.
So they have a picture of this, and then the other one is like a skull Grim Reaper thing.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
called
see,
the
I'd have
death
been fucked
door.
because I would have opened the anime door.
And this chick who I really liked at the beginning, man. Oh fuck!
Oh man, you see, this is what pissed me off when you were telling me the other day. Like, I really like this chick. She was hot. I'm like, she's a cunt. She is
Oh
a
yeah.
capital C cunt.
So she's like trying to throw them off or something to get them killed. And she freaks out.
I know, because then she knows which door to go through after that.
Yeah, so she freaks out that girl and she runs through the door and a laser goes through her fucking head. And then the main dude is like, he draws this map and he's like, okay, we're gonna go this way because I've been in this building. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too, is oh yeah, see, there's the map. Yeah, see, he draws this map of the outline of the room so he knows how to get through the room, but if you don't get through the room fast enough, this fucking like barbecue pit flies up through the whole room and kills people. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, basically they have like 30 seconds to decide which door to enter, and if they don't choose either, they get killed, and if they choose the wrong door, they get killed. So yeah, that's pretty much the game.
That's pretty much that episode. I'm not gonna go through all these episodes, but
What's
man,
up, Cornbread Man?
there's a
Jack
lot
says,
of
oh, like Alice in Wonderland and the mystery doors. That makes sense now.
Yeah,
The
I
one
didn't know there
thing,
were mystery doors.
Risey, do they ever explain who Alice is in the show? They never do. Even in season 2, they don't, right? They never
No,
explain.
no, I don't think. I think. I honestly, I see. No one's named Alice, so I don't know if any of them, like, if you do, English translations of their name, if one of them would be named Alice. I haven't actually done that.
Because I thought originally it would be the rock climbing chick. She would be Alice, but
That's who I think so too.
but they never actually.
But it could also be Arisu. Arisu, the main guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he
yeah,
does act
maybe.
like a fucking bitch a lot. I mean, honestly, I love these Korean shows, man, but these dudes need to stop fucking crying so goddamn much.
This is Japanese. This is Japanese.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all Asian. I mean, all these little Asian hero guys, they're all bawling their eyes out. Actually, the only one thing I'll give Squid Games is the main character was
This
better
is
than the
season
main
two.
character on
This is
this.
season two. This
This
is
is season
season two.
two. No, you're gonna get spoilers, bro.
Yeah, don't do season 2
Hargrave,
yet. Yeah.
yeah, you're going through season
Oh,
2 right now.
oh, damn it! I thought I was on the first.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
yeah, no. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, what are you
I
doing?
was on the wrong season. There we go. Okay, sorry. I didn't
Mr.
even notice it.
Yonafui, the spoiler alert's at the bottom of the screen. It's coming across. Spoilers being discussed. FYI.
Yeah, you see down there where it says that there's spoilers.
We're literally talking about that we were gonna be doing this.
Yeah, Yanafui, there is spoilers here. I'm just telling you so because I don't want to ruin
Yeah,
it
no,
for
this
you.
is a full spoiler stream.
Oh,
Right,
let's
so
see.
we got through the door parts. So then the next one, I mean, we won't go over everything. We'll quickly just bring up the fact that that guy doesn't die a virgin because this little bitch manipulates him
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We
has
forgot
sex
to
with
Yeah,
him.
here it
mention.
is. Here
We
it is.
forgot to mention that that guy in the office, he gets his leg burnt off. Like, forget to mention
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, and the nerd, yeah, well, it doesn't get burnt off. He gets like a slight burn, and then he's crying about it for days. So then the nerd and the fucking harlot, the
Yeah, right here.
Jezebel, they
Yeah.
stay back. She manipulates him, says, "Hey, do you want to turn against your friends and be on my side? I can show you God with my pussy." Fucking bitch.
Yeah, that's pretty much what she
And yeah,
says.
and in the meantime, his friends are off doing a fucking goddamn murder game, trying to look for a doctor for this asshole while he's getting his dick wet.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what happens in this show. Yeah,
That is
and he
exactly how it goes down.
and then he starts crying after he has sex, which is embarrassing, but that's what he does.
I know. Oh my god. It's like I never thought that. I thought. Oh lord. Fucking hell. That guy was like literally like. I mean, honestly, I was kind of glad when he died. I mean, at the end,
Yeah,
he was a loyal friend. Anyway, so
yeah,
we
he is
go
the
to the
definition
next
of
game
a beta
of a
male.
of
He is the definition of a beta male. That
oh
guy.
oh easily. He's fucking like funding a cult that he wasn't even a part of. His mother was. Fucking stupid idiot. So while he's out having sex, all these guys are playing. I think it's tag,
Yeah,
and
it's
there's
this
this guy going around with a fucking
Uzi.
what's that called? Uzi. And he's just like that's the tag. Like you get shot, tag, you're it, motherfucker, you're dead.
Yeah.
So they're all doing that. Eventually, the Arisu and he starts trying to teamwork because apparently in this, like, no one else has ever tried to work together as a team. But Arisu's like, well, I'm gonna start telling people, hey, this floor is clear. He's on this floor, and he's shouting stuff out so people can like get away and do other stuff. Let's work together. And then the little guy with the gray hair, this is the first time we see him too. He's just standing on the edge of the balcony watching, saying, no one's going to help each other. And then the rock climbing chick, this is also the first time we see her. She's like, yes, this floor's clear too. And he's like, oh, those assholes made me a liar.
What's her name? I forget. Kimo.
I forget too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot too.
So this dude's just
Um,
mowing down people all over the fucking place, and then let's see where is he on here? This fucking dude, this guy shows up, Mister Staring. This guy.
Jim,
Oh
what's his
yeah,
name?
we'll talk about him later in the series, but he becomes an interesting character later down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. He's a badass motherfucker, though. I will admit.
So he shows up and he's
I
like,
didn't.
"This is how we're gonna beat this dude," and it was a bit silly, but
Well, no, I love the fact because he shows up, he meets the main character in Kaibio, and he can immediately tell that the main character's a pussy. He's like, all right, you go look for the goddamn switch. Me and
Oh, and
your
he likes
friend and my
Karube.
friend are, yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna go fucking like do the men's work. You go do the bitches' work.
yeah, yeah. And he likes Karube because Karube saves his life. Karube saves his life.
Yeah,
Oh
so it
yeah,
turns out that the people shooting them is one of the other contestants or something, and that they forced them to do that, and that
yeah, because
was
that was the only way they were able to pass the game because they were meant to tag every other player.
yeah.
And I think the next episode's where he loses his friends.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
this
is
is
the
the. Oh, do you want to explain? Each game is based on a card, right? Like so, the like Ace of Diamonds or
Oh
Hearts
yes, we
or
actually probably should have explained that. Yes, there are these cards. You get a card every time. It's a playing card. Um, and each club thing, sort of thing, symbol has a different meaning. The
each suit,
hearts of cards means that
each,
they
each
fuck
suit,
with your emotions. The
yeah,
hearts,
yeah. Each suit, so like each like suit, so suits are like like clubs or diamonds or whatever. So if you get a heart card,
yeah,
basically that's a card of basically has to do with trust, basically your trust in
and
people.
also it's apparently the worst games to pass. And
Yeah,
also the number on the card represents the difficulty.
yeah. So if it's like two, that's like an easy game. If it goes up to like 10, or like if it goes up to 10, like that's the most difficult it can be. Yeah.
so Queen of Hearts has to mean something, right? Because Alice.
Well, they call them the face cards. We don't get any face cards till season 2, so we won't be discussing what those are about. But yeah, once the face cards come up, I mean, next season it gets just as crazy.
Yeah, the difficulty gets ramped up a lot more with the face cards. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So anyway, with this game, it's what was it like? Wolf and sheep or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
the
who's the
yeah,
wolf and who's the sheep? Yeah, basically. Yeah.
yeah the garden or whatever.
Hmm.
They're just fighting it out in here.
So how would you explain this
yeah,
game,
and then
right?
they're trying to
It's like
kill each other.
it's basically like
It's
one
kind of
person.
like it's yeah, it's kind of like tag, but at the same time, it's not because it's the person that's it that needs to run away. So it's almost like the same game that they had, but yeah, eventually they end up. At first they all start trying to kill each other, except for the main character, obviously, because he's a pussy. But eventually they give up, and one of the nerd, I think he's holding down this bitch here,
Hmm.
and he's like, they're all hiding from Arisu so that he can survive and they will all die, and that's basically what happens. And then
They basically,
Arisu's like crying,
yeah, they sacrifice themselves so Arisu can live. In
can
simple
live.
terms. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's basically the entirety of that, and then we can pretty much skip the next episode because from what I recall,
No, that's the episode
it's
where we
just
see
Arisu
Arisu
laying on the floor
depressed.
like a
Yeah,
crybaby
obviously.
little bitch, and
No, well, obviously, right? If your best friends died in front of you when they gave their life for you, it would fuck you up mentally. So that episode is just him,
what, my
basically.
best
yeah,
friends.
it's just him crying most of
I
that
don't know, man.
episode.
Have you haven't met my friends?
Well, okay, maybe if they were your brothers and you had to play a hearts game, that would be tough.
All right, well, all right, all right. That's a fair point. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, I'd be the one sacrificing myself. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this on my own. Fuck you. If I live, I'm gonna become a demon.
A-
Now that
And
my
this is
brothers are
like
gone, I don't have
this
to
is
answer
the
people.
first time like Arisu and this rock climbing chick actually spend time, and you can kind of see that
Together, yeah,
they.
because he's laying on the side of the floor. He's like giving up the will to live. I mean, see, that was another thing that really pissed me off with him. is that his friends sacrificed themselves so that this little crybaby bitch could live. And then he's like, no, I'm just going to give up. I'm like, so what? You didn't care about them at all?
Was the
Like, don't.
episode before this the one with the tunnel?
It must have been. Maybe, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
episode
that
4 a
tunnel
lot
one
more
was
happened.
annoying. So the other thing I
Well,
want
it
to
was
bring up
actually.
here, the one thing I want to bring up here though is like every single game, it's like they have to figure out who's gonna be sacrificed. It's like
Pretty
okay,
much. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
And then
But
they're
also, if
go ahead.
they, like, because the funny thing is that, you know, with the tunnel thing is they thought the, you know, they were running towards where they weren't meant to go. See, they got fucking mind fucked. See, the games are all mind fucks too. Like, they give you the rules, but they don't tell you what
How
the
to play the
game, like,
game.
they tell you what the game is, yeah, how to actually win the game. You got to figure that part out on your own.
Yeah, and then
Because,
they were
yeah,
in that tunnel, and then that guy's like, "I'm gonna die in this bus for you. Now get out of here so I can cry." And then they're just like running their asses off. And then the other way is a fucking panther or something that's messing with the other people, and they're running around and stuff. And then that one dude dies, and he's like, they're just standing there watching that guy get mauled to death, and he's like, "Get out of here, get out of here!" And they're just watching him die, and then they just eventually run off. And then
well, honestly, to be fair though, I mean, they didn't have weapons or anything. I mean, honestly, I mean, that's a random guy I just met like 10 minutes ago. I'm not gonna fight a panther for you, bro. I'm sorry. Not with my bare fucking hands.
and then
I don't care if you've got a wife and kids.
was it the timer ran out or something? Because the main guy, when they're going to escape, he finds these motorcycles that he's familiar with, and then he takes that back there to save that guy that was going to die on the bus. And then when he goes to get that die, the tunnel collapses, and it's like all this water.
No, well, no. See, that's the thing. No, that was the what the timer was. It
Yeah, the
was
timer, yeah.
the fucking the damn thing that they were running towards like the fucking idiots. Was what they were meant to run it, but the way they explained it was they thought they had to run towards it, not away from it. See, they were in the
Yeah.
safe point from start. All they had to do was sit there and not do anything. And then they would have been fine. They would have cleared the game. Every single person.
Jack Stafford says
Arasu is Japanese for Alice, it turns out. Oh, shit. Well, see, there we go. Thanks, Jack.
So, as long as Arasu turns out to not be a trans whatever, that's my question.
Oh, we're gonna get to that part.
No, he doesn't. No, we're talking about the other one.
Okay, so they get out of there, and they save the guy in the bus, and then they're somehow magically on the other part of China, and they're driving there on the motorcycle, and that's when we arrive at this beach place with these people that are like running a high-end like EDM party 24/7 basically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why I liked the beach, you know, because I'm like, I mean, I don't really like the, I hate wearing shorts, but other than the whole having to wear a swimsuit, I mean, I would definitely hang out with these ninjas. I mean, I would have joined that militia corps.
Oh, Risey, here's your favorite character, you know?
Yeah. This dude.
No, this guy wasn't, no, this guy, he kind of reminded me of me. He's not my favorite character. My favorite character was Naragari.
So this guy is running this 5-star resort thing that used to be like a big hotel, and he's going on this long thing. It was my dream to run this, and now I can run it how I want, and all this. And he
he's
also
like the
has
Japanese Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, basically, and he has a.
Do you want to name his name? He's called Hatter.
Yeah, the Hatter. So.
Holy shit, he's the Mad Hatter. That makes so much sense.
Yes, now you got it.
His goddamn his fucking shit, whatever you call it. You know, the little table. Yeah. I get it. Dig it.
Cheshire is the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Usagi
Oh yeah, I
means
don't know
rabbit.
if you were here just a second ago, Amit. Jack googled it. Apparently, Arisu means Alice. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Arisu
Okay.
was Alice.
Usagi means rabbit, as in the white rabbit.
Okay, so and Usagi
There
is
is
the
an
girl.
Usagi, wasn't there?
Usagi is the girl. Usagi is the rock climbing girl.
Yeah, Usagi
That
means
makes sense
rabbit.
too, because she's already jumped. Oh fuck! And you know what's funny? That explains that scene where she's like patting that rabbit before she kills it to go eat it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I felt bad for that rabbit, but I was like, dude, I gotta eat.
Yeah. So most of this is just them screwing around
Basically,
in here.
oh, and then yeah, this scene is important because
Okay.
this is the scene where they basically try to like test Arisu and see if he can stay in the beach or not, and if he can take a leadership role or not. And this is like a game that he has to test.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was a
and
test.
Hargrave,
I just
here's
couldn't believe that fucking
Hargrave,
chick
your
was
favorite
all like,
girl.
You
Your
son of a
favorite girl is
bitch.
here. Your favorite girl is here,
Yeah.
Hargrave.
fuck off, Emmett. You would have got a fucking chubby for that girl too,
I
man. I know
did.
we all did.
So he has to
Fuck you, Netflix.
so he has to figure out these levers, how to pull them with this other thing on the other side, and otherwise they're gonna drown. So the water's like getting higher and higher and higher, and he just goes and starts pulling the different things over there, and they get out of it. This chick is just like this chick is just so chill the whole time. She's just like, I have autopsies to do and all this. And
Yeah, she knows what to do, but she just doesn't give a fuck because she's like, it's Arisu's job. Like, Arisu, figure this shit out, or don't make me do this.
so here's when this guy comes in, and he's like, "Oh, you were at the hotel and all that," and they're like, "Oh yeah, we run this place, and you're gonna do what we say," and blah
And
blah. And
basically,
then
he gets pissed off. He gets pissed off um that Karube didn't make it and Arisu did. He's like, what? Why are you alive? Like,
yeah,
Karube should have been alive. Basically.
yeah, it's like, what the hell? And then Hatter shows up, and he's like cucking this dude, and this dude just goes along with it, and
Yeah.
like, this is my beach, and I run it how I want, and these kids are gonna do whatever they want, and all this, and there's the cards. Yeah, just fucking around.
So this is them basically what they figure out. These people on the beach is that you have to get all the cards in order to escape this
Yeah,
place.
Well, that's what they assume.
That's what they assume. Yeah.
yeah. You see all the
I
cards
mean,
here.
yeah, because we don't actually find out like how. I mean, this is just. I mean, it's a pretty good assumption, but the thing is, you find out, and it kind of has to do with the cards, but not to spoil it, because Hargrave still hasn't seen season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, the cards have something to do with it. But I thought that whole fucking concept. I'm like, you're gonna place all your bets on an idea. And I mean, that's pretty risky. I mean, maybe it's because I'm not a gambling man. I just
But
thought it
right,
was
there's
stupid.
nothing else they can do, right? There's nothing else they can do, right? There's no way they can get out of it. This is their only way they think that they can get out of this place, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just kind of like desperation, I guess, because they don't really know what the hell's going on. Otherwise, they're just going along with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. They don't have a fucking choice. I mean, there's no choice,
Oh,
but at the same time, I'm like,
do you want to
I don't know,
express?
like,
Do you
cause
want to explain?
in
Do you
this
want to explain? Do you want to explain the whole visa process and how long they have to play? Like, do you want to explain that on the card?
Oh yes. Also, yeah. Another reason is why. So people know why do they keep playing these games that'll get them killed. They don't have a choice because you get these things called visas, which is also what leads into them thinking that they're in another world because it's a visa. Um, but if you don't compete in a game and pass the game, you get no more days added to your visa. If you run out of days on your visa, laser comes out of the sky, shoots you dead. you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
So you play the game or die. Either way, you're fucked. Sometimes I think some games get you extra days. They never
Yeah,
really
yeah.
explained it
No, no, they do,
that
they do.
much.
The higher the difficulty, the more the days you get. So like if you get
Oh,
a
okay.
10, then you get 10 days. If you get like a 2, so it's 2 days. Like that's how it works.
Oh shit! All right, I must have missed that part both times.
Yeah. That's why
Oh,
it forces people. So people who want to stay longer have to play more difficult games, and people who just want to play like simple games, they have to keep playing them. So that's how they kind of balance it out.
but yeah, no. So this guy, and I didn't really understand. Maybe it's because Osu like cleared a lot of games, and I'm thinking that the gray hair guy, he might have had something to do with Arisu's push, because he was already at the beach, and he probably told that guy, in a scene that we didn't see, about how this guy figured out how to pass the tag game. Well,
Mm.
everyone else was running around with their fucking heads chopped off.
Or
I
maybe
mean, not
maybe the
literally.
or or maybe the military guy told him. I don't know.
Yeah, so
No,
Arsu,
I don't think it would have been him.
yeah, so Arsu is like just roaming around here, and he sees these two chicks talking, and he's trying to hit them up, and they ignore him. And then he sees this dumpster, and these dudes walking away after there's a gunshot, and he goes up to there, and there's like a shit ton of dead people in there. Let me, where's it? That's when we meet
Yeah, it just turns out like, yeah, this is when we meet gray
Asian
hair
cider.
boy. Um,
Yeah. We
he
meet
is. I
Hargrave.
listened to it again. He doesn't sound anything like Cider. Fuck
Yes,
you.
he sounds like cider.
Fucking does fucking not.
No, he doesn't. No,
He
he doesn't. And
fuck.
and Hargrave's favorite girl is here. He loves her.
The
Yeah.
bastards.
Let's talk about. Don't you fucking call us bastards? We didn't fucking do anything to it.
Hargrave, you must have loved this scene when she was in the bikini, didn't you? You loved it.
Son of a bitch. Well, he's like explaining to her. These two are explaining to him, like, oh, this place isn't what it is. And the only way you can win is to win all the games constantly. And nobody can do it. And nobody's ever done it. And
And
then he's just
basically, the silver-haired guy kind of like offers an alliance to him. Basically, right? Tries to
Yeah,
yeah.
recruit him.
not really an alliance. A
But like
mutual
recruit,
peace, I think.
yeah, like a partnership. That would be a better way to put it.
Yeah, it's like once you and me take this fucking place down, we go our separate ways, sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, no. So yeah, this little fucker. I mean, the moment that guy showed up, and see, I've watched a shit ton of anime where when I seen that guy with his silver fucking hair and he's watching, calling everyone an idiot, I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be interesting later on.
Well, I knew something was up
Oh
on
yeah,
the last, the hotel episode because that dude just stayed up in the corner watching everything. He didn't move or anything. So it was like he knew where he was like a safe thing or something. It's
Yeah,
like I'll
but
just hang out
if
here.
what I didn't understand about that is that because he was the smartest person in this show, arguably, I think, um, and yet it didn't dawn on him like if the time runs out, the laser still shoots you in the head for not hitting that buttons that Arisu had to go fucking find.
Yeah. So
Which
Mad
also
Hatter here.
also we kind of like went over that also quickly because there were two switches on one side of the wall. And it was a two-person job.
Oh yeah, they both had to jump
So it
and hit
was
that thing. Yeah.
yeah.
So Mad Hatter is going to go fight in the games here and be a victorious champion. And everybody's cheering him on. Then we have a bunch of drama in there. Oh, this dude.
Rising, your favorite
Dude,
guy,
I loved
Narazi.
it. Yeah, this guy was my favorite, man. I mean, maybe it's because of the shirt and the sniper rifle, but I liked this guy. I mean, he was also a potential rapist though too, so that wasn't cool.
So this dude, like, we're introduced to this dude, and he's just like this, like, hardcore, like, I don't give a fuck.
Psycho.
Oh yeah, psycho.
Yeah,
I'll kill
psycho.
Yeah,
you in a
he's just a
minute.
psycho. That's why I loved him.
And he's guarding the weapons, and they're trying to go over there, and they're like, "No, you can't get weapons." And then Mad Hatter, Mad Hatter is suddenly dead. He's just
Oh,
fucking dead.
and somehow this bitch, she's like an agent for fucking Marvel's Shield. She like knows everything about everything.
No, no,
Like,
but she
what
says
did she? I
earlier
can't remember
on.
what she did.
No, she was a forensic expert in the police department
Ah,
earlier on.
okay. See, I knew she had some sort of law enforcement thing. I couldn't remember what it was. All right, that's plausible then. It's probably how she got one of the hierarchy positions at the beach too.
And then she was just like questioning about how did he die and all this. And this dude's like, well, I'm the new guy and all this, and top G and all this bullshit. And
Yeah, he was basically trying to be Sinatra, basically.
god damn
Hey,
it.
hey, don't you shit on Nari Joe. Nari I forget his name.
So
Niragi, Niragi.
he's basically trying to tell them how it is, and they're like, well, we're gonna have a vote and a democracy and all this. And he's like, no, it's survival of the fittest. And they
And I've
basically
got all the
just all
guns.
vote him in. Yeah, see, they all vote him in, and they're like,
Yeah.
Well, not
okay,
him. They vote his boss in. They vote his
yeah,
boss in.
for their
Yeah.
militant thing or whatever it's called.
Agani, Origani, Anagani, or
Aguni,
something
Aguni,
Yeah,
like that.
Aguni, Aguni, Aguni.
Aguni. There you go.
Aguni.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty cool character too.
So this dude's the new boss in there now.
Yeah.
Let's see,
Oh, and then the letter. You want to explain what the letter is?
I don't even remember the letter.
That was the code to where the cards were gonna be. Remember, he had hidden the cards. You want to explain that part?
Oh,
Hatter
did he?
takes.
Yeah, no, I didn't remember that.
Remember, Hatter takes all the playing cards and he hides them, and then basically, all the location of those cards are in that letter, and basically, Aguni gets the letter when he reads it. Basically,
yeah. So this prick here is like trying to make this guy get in there. This is pretty funny. He totally
to
fucks
steal
that
the
dude.
cards.
He's like,
To steal the cards.
yeah, it's like get in there. This is the code, and he puts the code in, and the thing starts beeping, and then Ogoni and them are the new guys come in there, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And this guy totally rats him out, man.
Yeah, he sells him out. He basically uses him as a scapegoat to sell him out to become closer to Aguni. He's an asshole.
Yeah, and then he realizes,
Pretty smart fucking plan though. And he's like, yeah, it's behind the goddamn deer's head.
yeah, he figures it out. It's behind there. That's where the real thing is. So this is when we start this
So I
witch
mean, like,
thing now. Go ahead.
yeah, and then the final game is it's hunt the witch or something. You gotta
Yeah,
kill
Find the
the
figure out.
witch.
witch, otherwise everyone dies.
Yeah. So he has this dude tied up the whole time, so they know it's not him. And then, man,
And
this
they're
gets
beating the living shit out of him. I mean, this
yeah.
guy, Asuni, I keep forgetting his name. He takes like a shit ton of beatings in season one, man.
Arisu.
It's fucking
Arisu almost gets
hilarious.
hit.
Arisu,
gets
thank you.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Jack says this looks like some high budget shit. I'm not sure if he's being sarcastic. But
So it
there are
looks
some good parts where it's like it would have had a high budget, but you know, I've seen a lot worse shit.
so
All right,
this
and
is
this is when the witch game. This is when like the last two episodes is just like a fucking like the Joker is throwing a fucking party and everyone's invited.
yeah, pretty much. And then they're all organizing, and this
Yeah,
bitch
because this
dies for
chick
no
is dead.
reason. Yeah, and they're like, "What the hell? What's going on here?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we're gonna find out who this witch is." And they just
Basically,
I didn't
Right.
They have to
remember.
find.
I didn't remember she got stabbed in the tit. Ah,
Yeah,
ah,
Yeah,
ah.
I was like, why would you stab? Why would you stab somebody in the tit?
Hey, it's a weird spot.
So the guy orders for everybody to be shot, man, and it's like a fucking high school shooting, man. People are just running for their
Oh,
yeah.
lives. Everybody,
So the basically how the game they win the game is basically the witch has to be thrown in the fire. So
yeah.
what they do is they start killing everybody and they're just throwing random people into the fire until like the game is over. That's what the next episode is all about.
and then eventually, like in the episode, a Goonie he shows up, and he's like, "I'm the witch. I'm the witch. Kill me, kill me." And he's like, "No, fuck
No, it's
you." And then
this.
they start trying to attack him. Like they're all too scared to attack him, and he just starts punching them. Throwing them
Yeah.
around the goddamn place, and eventually, I mean, he's a tough fucking motherfucker. There was one part where he grabbed a guy, lifted him over his head, and then slammed him on the fucking ground.
Oh,
Actually, I
do you
think that was
want
the
to,
last episode, not this one.
Hargrave? Do you want to show the guy with the tattoo and your favorite girl fighting?
Yeah,
Do you
we're
want
gonna
to?
get to there. I'm just going through the different.
Also, I was gonna ask, did we ever get the bald-headed tattoo guy's origin story?
No. Well, no, we don't. We don't.
No,
No.
I
Well,
didn't think so.
alls we get was him being taught with a sword for like 2 seconds. That was it.
Okay, so you're
So here's them just mowing everybody down, and then finally they catch on here, and all these people just finally rush them and beat the hell out of these people doing
Yeah,
this
like
because it's
Zerglings, like kind of like the Zerg in
yeah they
StarCraft.
just overwhelmed them and they beat the hell out of them. Oh, and then we're showing the
oh yeah,
backstory
it's
when
like you
he's
can only. Oh
him,
yeah,
him
this is when. Holy shit, man! This shit was brutal though, man. Like fucking hit him in the face with a fucking like threw the baseball, smacked him right in the fucking mouth. Says if you stand up for the next hit, you get to eat your lunch. Pissy rice soup. I'm like, fuck you. No wonder this guy turned into a psycho and started killing everyone.
well, pretty much. So here he is up on the roof here.
Yeah, he's just shooting people for fun.
And then this one and that bald guy or the guy with the sword are having at it and they're fighting. And then here we go. This is pretty good, man. Like
It was a pretty, really good fucking fight scene, eh?
and then here we go. We see the backstory. I know what you're doing, Ahmed. Go ahead. So this is the backstory of this parentheses girl with her father here, who's like this kung fu master guy, and he's like, no son of mine is gonna be wearing makeup and all this bullshit. And then we find out that this is a fucking trans girl here that's been in here or lady boy or whatever that
It's not a
basically
girl.
kicks the hell out of this guy with the sword, man. Like it was, I was.
Hargrave
Dude, it
was
wasn't the
trolled.
fact that. Dude, I know you were too, Amit, because I was too. I'm like, yeah, finally a fucking another hot chick on this fucking shitty fucking show. And the next thing you know, 2 episodes later, oh, guess what? It's a dude, Rosie. I'm like, no, fuck you.
Yeah,
Well,
what the fuck?
don't worry, Hargrave. I checked online. It is actually a girl in real life, so you
Yeah,
don't have
the
to worry.
actress is a girl. So at least we didn't
Okay,
get a chubby for a tranny.
now we're gonna see probably the funniest part in this whole thing. So,
Oh, this was the part I had to rewatch. Alright, you go first. And then I'm
this
going to bring up
guy
why I fucking don't like
is
it.
this guy's telling him like, well, I have all the cards now and I'm gonna kill all the executives and all this. And then this guy with the sniper rifle is like, oh really, you think you're a big deal in all this, do you? And it's like, oh, I could just kill you right here right now. So this dude this dude with the white hair, he just pulls out a fucking flamethrower.
It's like an improvised squirt, like a squirt gun flamethrower thing, and he
Yeah,
just
it's
fucking
like a
finds it.
pistol gun. But the part that he's laughing at, and I had to rewatch this today before we did the show, it is like an actual mannequin that gets thrown off the fucking roof. But I want to
Oh
bring up
man.
this one point because this is what made me really angry about this scene. Because they're about 10 feet, 12 feet away. He has to be like what 3 feet away to get that fucking little squirt gun to be effective.
Yeah,
He
and
should
he
have
had
just shot him. Like he should have shot him because he threw the cards in the air to distract him. All right, I got that part, but he could have shot him before he threw the fucking cards.
oh yeah. I
So that
mean,
was the only criticism I had with that whole
Well, I
part.
guess
I'm like,
he didn't want to take a chance of him shooting him before, because
well, he would have had to have the air. The I mean, it was weird because that guy looked out because the air was going his way and it pushed the flame over there. It was like actually curving, and I'm like, what is this?
oh, all right, fair point. But see, another point, what I would have done if I was the silver-haired guy, I wouldn't have like walked up and started having a chit chat with him. I just would have snuck up behind him and lit him on
yeah,
fire
but
there. You know.
Risey, but they're all narcissists in this show. You have to understand that everybody's a
Oh
fucking
yeah, yeah,
narcissist.
yeah, yeah.
So
Everybody has
here's
their
the
own.
backstory of that guy with the sword, where he tells this guy to teach him Bushido and to tattoo the hell out of him. And then we cut to them fighting again in here, where man, I mean, he totally got his ass kicked. Like I was not expecting that.
And to be fair to the
Well,
chick
he didn't get
slash
his ass
girl,
kicked. No, like I said, it was actually a really good fight.
Yeah.
yeah, she does get her. I mean, she gets his hand cut. He does get his hand cut. Technically.
Yeah, she was throwing. He threw a bunch of glass on there so it would fuck up her foot, but then she just put her sandals on. It's like worked out well for him. So let's see here. Well, we're back to those two again, and she basically kicks his ass. And then we cut back to her with the mother, and that's why her whole reason for being there was for the mother. She puts that on.
No, that was her reason why she gave up smoking, or he gave up smoking, whatever you want to call it. Because it
So then
was
we're
like,
back
I
to
want
the
to get back to see
hotel, and
my mother.
yeah, and we're back to the hotel, and everybody's being slaughtered all over the fucking place.
Yeah, and they find Arisu. They rescue Arisu, basically.
Yeah. And then we see the backstory of him with the Hatter about their we're best friends and
Their
all this,
friendship.
and
Yeah, their friendship, like outside.
yeah, and this guy's like freaked out because he had to kill him and all of
Well,
this.
yeah, because it was also weird. Because that's another reason I'm glad I watched it again. Because I forgot that Aguni actually killed him. I thought Aguni killed him, but I forgot that the Mad Hatter forced him to do it because he pulled the gun on him, but the gun was unloaded. So it's one of those situations. It's like it's either you or me. And then he checked the ammo, and yeah, he had no ammo in the gun.
Okay, now we're on the final episode here.
Oh man, I love this. I mean, Aguni kicked the shit out of Arisu in this. There was one kick where he just sent him fucking flying, man. Oh, and this is when we find out two of the bitches that have been at the beach have actually been working for the game masters, if you want to call them that, at this
Yeah,
point.
Yeah,
yeah,
the developers, the game developers, you
yeah.
could put it.
So here we go, man. Just everybody's shooting it out and everything, and then they're all in the main room, and he starts explaining who the witch is, and the main guy's like, shut up, I'm the witch. How dare you? How dare you say that? And he's like, no, you just want to kill all these people because of your guilt and blah blah. And then he just starts beating the hell out of him, like Risey's saying, like he just gets his ass
Yeah,
kicked over and over.
see. This is what I don't like about Arasu. Like, he's got like all these moral standings, and he thinks that we're meant to give a fuck, man. It's the end of the world, basically. Fuck you and your fucking moral standards.
Pretty much. Can you imagine if they had a real girl play a trans girl in an American show?
Jesus, yeah. They'd flip the fuck out. Show'd be cancelled before it aired.
So everybody's like listening to him and they're starting to figure out what's going on here. And then they show here's the backstory where the Mad Hatter guy gets offed or whatever. And he's just traumatized and man, it's pretty gruesome,
Yeah, like
man.
they were having like an argument.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a good ass kicking.
Yeah, and he's just kicking his ass and he's like, I'm the witch, I'm the witch. How many times do I have to tell you I'm the witch?
Yeah,
Blah
you
blah
have to
blah.
kill me. You have to kill me. You have to kill me. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the part where my boy shows back up?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the there he is.
Yeah, so my boy, like my boy Nagari, he shows up. He's on fire. Oh, he's finished being on fire. He's wrapped up his leftover shirt around his face. He's got his Uzi and he just starts shooting people again. He's like, if I had it my way, I'd burn this whole fucking place to the ground, and then I'd be the winner. And then just starts shooting everybody. I'm like, that's my ninja.
There he is.
Yeah, here he is. Ah, I live. I'll kill you.
I was like, how the fuck did this guy survive this shit, man?
He lit a fire, fell off a fucking roof, found a fucking Uzi, and then lit the hotel on fire in all this time. Like, this guy is like, but also he was getting like beat up and tortured by those people, so he might have like a really high paid tolerance. I don't know. That's the only fucking thing I'm gonna give. He comes in, man. He's like,
Yeah.
rah, 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 game over, motherfuckers. You're all dead.
Yeah. It's like mankind, right? He's like mankind. He never dies.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, throw him off the fucking Hell in a Cell. He just gets back up. Trying to take him to the hospital, he gets off the stretcher. Nah, fuck you, that guy's in the ring mouthing off.
So most of them die, and then they're just honoring the people that have died, and they realize like that guy lied to them, and
also we should bring up before we gloss over it, the chick that we had, like, she was dead on the ground with the knife through her tit. She was the witch.
yeah,
And
she
none of
was
them
the
had to
actual.
die. And none
Yeah.
of them had to die. And none of them had to die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
none of them had to die. All they had to do was take her corpse, throw it in a pit of fire, and yeah, everything would have been fine. But I think that was like the last Heart game, wasn't it?
Yeah, because
That was the Ten
yeah,
of Hearts.
the rest of this is just them going to the game master thing and all that. So she's
Yeah,
like,
it
well,
is
what are
the
we
Ten
gonna
of
do
Hearts.
now?
There
And he's
it
like,
is.
well, I'm getting out of here. I got all the cards. Fuck this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I
asked him,
just
"Are
need to
you
find the
guilty for
face
like
cards.
fucking?" She asked him, "Like, are you guilty for fucking over Arisu?" And he's like, "Nah, I don't give a fuck."
Nah. Hey, the fuck Iris too. I don't give a shit. So yeah, and then these chicks here, they recorded this thing, and
Yeah.
you find out, yeah, the two chicks that were like these basically no-name characters. I think you kind of seen them in the background when you got to the beach, but like, they weren't memorable. But then you find out, yeah, they were doing all this shit behind the scenes.
Yeah, and then
So they were like, all these other people thought that they were actually running the beach when these bitches were like manipulating them without them realizing.
so they get down there where the video shows, and these two, the guy with the white hair and the trans show up, and then they see this big screen, and it's that one lady that was running the executive things, and she's like, "Oh, we have so much fun to show you," and all this, and that's
And not to mention, in that room that they find, there's a bunch of fucking dead bodies too, isn't there?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where
They
it's
killed
the people
everybody.
that were, yeah, they were working on the monitor, and you see that they'd all been lasered to death. You don't see it happen, but you see that they had been lasered, and so it tells you like, oh well, what is at the end of this sector or anything? And then yeah, basically, it's the end of the season. We go into season 2 after that.
And then you see the basically the the
The
the
face cards.
face cards coming. You see
Yeah.
all different face card
Yeah,
games
they're
coming.
all like they're on fucking air balloons. I mean hot air balloons.
Oh,
Blips. Yeah, different like blips. Yeah.
Blimps. Yeah, thank you. That's what I meant.
oh, that's
But
pretty much
So yeah,
it.
it's like yeah, what the fuck does that mean? And yeah,
Overall,
so
it's a pretty good show. I mean, and have
very brutal.
yeah, brutal show. This looks badass. I'm working through Tulsa King and 90 show. Then we'll have to start this show. Okay. Yeah, Tulsa Kings is good. I
yeah,
should
no, it's
probably do a
actually
show
pretty
about
fucking
that.
dope.
But
I've got to
I'm
see it first.
yeah, I'm
But
gonna
yeah.
watch season 2 of this probably this next week or so when I'm at the gym here and finish that out. Then we can do season 2. But this is a damn good show overall, man. I mean, it's people
Yeah,
dying
this
all
was
over the
just
place,
one
and
This was just one that I found like a year or two ago. I was just scrolling through Netflix, drunk out of my mind, looking for something to pass out to, and I'm like, read the synopsis. And I'm like, all right, this sounds all right, and fell asleep to it, and then a few days later, I was watching this fucking show about like a killer game show, and then I found it again, and then yeah, I was like, dude. Yeah, I don't know why I only told you about it recently. Actually, I think because I forgot about it until season 2 came out recently, and that's when I told you about season 1.
yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. We've gone almost an hour here, so we're gonna end this here. I want to thank Risey for joining me, Amit Reyna, Jack Stafford, and Cornbread Man, Mr. Yanafui. And that's it. We'll see you guys for season 2 when we're done watching it. All right, bye.
Yeah, yeah. Kisses.